teachers, and welcome to lesson 64 on using money to model decimal numbers. So decimal numbers are used all the time, and this lesson is super important. Here we have a decimal point, and we're already familiar with the place value of the spots to the left of the decimal. So here we have the 1 spot, which is 1 place over. And if we were to multiply by 10, we would go to the tens place. And if we were to multiply by 10 again, we'd go to the hundreds place. So we know hundreds, tens, and ones. Now I'm going to tell you that if we go 1 place to the right of the decimal, it's the tenths place. And I have seen this confuse many children because tenths has a 10 in it, and because tens has a 10 in it, they think that they should be the same distance from the decimal place. But 1/10 is only 1 place over from the decimal to the right, and tens is 2 over to the decimal to the left. So don't let that mix you up, okay? So tenths means that it's just 1/10 of a dollar. That means it would take 10 of them to make $1, which is going to be our ones place right here. And we can show that with dimes, because it would take 10 dimes to make $1. Hundredths is 2 places to the right, and it means that you would need 100 of those in order to make up $1. So what thing in money do we need 100 of them to make $1? Pennies. So you can think of pennies as hundredths and dimes as tenths, dollar bills as ones, $10 bills as tens, and $100 bills as hundreds to help you make sense of all of these decimal places. I also want to mention that basically what's happening here is we're multiplying by 10 when we go from this direction to that direction. 100 times 10 is 1/10, 1/10 times 10 is 1, 1 times 10 is 10, 10 times 10 is 100. If I go this way, I'm dividing by 10. 100 divided by 10, 10, 10 divided by 10, 1, 1 divided by 10, 1/10, 1/10 divided by 10, 100. Why that's important is it shows us that we're just moving a decimal place. We move it this way when we're multiplying, and we move it this way when we're dividing. All right, so now let's look at an example. So places to the right of the decimal are called decimal places. You need to know that. Here I've got some money, and this money can help us to know what place value these numbers are going to go into. So first, I'm going to draw my decimal point, okay? And I'm going to kind of do this because I remember that those are the places that we were talking about. So $6 bills, we talked about how $1 was going to be the ones place. So I have 6 of those, so a 6 will go in the ones place. And then I have 2 dimes, which are each worth 1/10 of a dollar, so they're going to go in the tenths place. And then I have 5 pennies, and pennies are worth 1/100th, so they're going to go in the hundredths place, which means that altogether I have $6.25. So you can see that these coins can really help us remember where they go. Let's look at example number 1. What combination of dollars, dimes, and pennies makes $4.65 using the fewest bills and coins possible? So notice that there was no quarters or nickels mentioned because that doesn't help us with place value, and that they want the fewest bills and coins possible because I could make this out of all pennies, but that would use way more coins than I want to. So in this case, I'm going to start here. The 4 is in the ones place. So I know that I would need 4 $1 bills. And the 6 is in the tens place, and a dime is worth 10. So I would need 6 dimes. And the 5 is in the hundredths place, and so I know that I would need 5 pennies. All right. Apply what you have just learned to this question down here. What combination of dollars, dimes, and pennies, that's why I drew an arrow, makes $8.72? All right, page number 2, example number 3. What is the place value of the 4 in $6.24? So I located my 4, and I know that this is my ones, my tenths, and my hundredths place. So I'm going to write hundredths. You write hundredths by writing 100 and then adding a THS to it. Now on your own, I want you to tell me what the place value of the 2 is and what the place value of the 6 is in this same number. Example number 6. Is $3.67 closer to $3.60 or $3.70? So what I'm going to do for that is I see that I rounded my last number, my hundredths spot. So I'm going to look right here at the 7. Is 7 5 or bigger? Good, it is. So because it's bigger, this 7 is going to round up to 1. And we're going to add that 1 to the 6, and so it is closer to $3.70. Okay, this question, is $9.82 closer to $9.80 or $9.90? So remember, you're going to look at this 2 to decide is it closer to 0 or is it closer to 10, in which case it's going to add a 1 in the tens place. All right, also try number 8 on your own. Go ahead and bring these to class, and I look forward to seeing you. Go ahead and get to work.